You just yawned reading that title. And here's the stranger part, you're about to yawn again soon, for no reason at all. Humans have been yawning for millions of years. Fish yawn, snakes yawn, even babies yawn inside the womb, weeks before they're born. But to this day, not a single scientist can tell you exactly why. Since childhood, you've been taught one thing about yawning. You yawn because you're tired, or bored, or because your body is low on oxygen and needs a big breath to refill your lungs. Here's the problem. All of that is wrong. Scientists have tested this directly. They placed people in rooms with high, nearly pure oxygen levels. If the low oxygen theory were true, these people should have stopped yawning entirely. They kept yawning at exactly the same rate as before. The boredom theory doesn't survive either. Athletes yawn right before the biggest moments of their lives, not when they're tired, but when they're at their most alert. Soccer players, Olympic sprinters, even lions right before a hunt. This isn't a sign of a body slowing down, it's a sign that something else is happening inside your head. So if it's not about oxygen or fatigue, what's actually going on? The strongest theory that has survived scrutiny comes from thermoregulation, how the body manages its own temperature. Your brain is an incredibly heat-sensitive organ. It performs best within a very narrow temperature range, and even a slight rise starts to hurt its performance. When you yawn, you're doing 3 things at once: opening your jaw wide, taking a deep breath, and stretching the muscles around your face and throat. This movement increases blood flow to your head and pulls cool air into the sinus cavities, located right beneath the brain. The result? Your brain just got a literal flush of cool air from the inside. This explains why you yawn more right after waking up. Your brain is slightly warmer from sleep, or right before a moment that demands intense focus. Your body is prepping the brain to run at its optimal temperature. Yawning isn't a sign your brain is slowing down. Yawning is your brain rebooting itself. But here's the truly strange part. Why does watching someone else yawn make you yawn too? This doesn't just happen between humans. Chimpanzees yawn when they see other chimpanzees yawn. Dogs yawn when they see humans yawn. And it happens more often with dogs that are close to and familiar with that person. This is where scientists started noticing something far more interesting than brain biology alone. Contagious yawning appears to be directly linked to empathy. Several studies have found that people who score higher on empathy tests tend to catch yawns from people around them more easily. Children don't start showing contagious yawning until around age 4, right around when their brains begin developing the ability to understand other people's feelings, which means every time you yawn because you saw someone else yawn, your brain is doing something far more complex than simple mimicry. It's simulating another person's state inside your own mind, an ancient form of social connection, long before humans had language to say, "I understand how you feel." And here's the most unsettling part of all this. Even with strong evidence for the brain cooling theory, and strong evidence for the empathy connection, neither one fully explains why yawning exists at all or why it evolved hundreds of millions of years ago, long before any creature had a brain as complex as ours. Fish don't need social empathy. Snakes don't have brains that require cooling in any complicated way, and yet both of them yawn. So maybe the answer isn't either theory. Maybe yawning is an ancient reflex, far older than any explanation we've ever managed to give it. Something wired so deeply into our biology that it has outlasted every scientific attempt to explain it. And you just yawned again, didn't you?